So, you guys, I mean, we haven't got really any prepared list of questions, but apart from the obvious one, Ryan, like, is there a Mrs. Ryan Kwanten? I don't know if you want to answer that.
It's me.
That's you. That's you.
It was while we were shooting. I was answering to this young man. What was funny about, I guess we can talk about a couple of little things that don't give.
Yeah, you don't want to give the film away.
But there's certain shots in there that we shot in which is like a town that was pretty much the epitome of a one-horse town, which I didn't even think they existed anymore, but they do. A little town called Omeo in the high plains of Victoria. And there's certain shots in the film where if you pan the camera sort of slightly to the left, you would see literally all the townsfolk, which is pretty much sort of 100 people, all standing there with their schooners watching the scene take place. And here I am, in full acting mode, running by, charging by, and then Patrick would call cut, and then on the way back, they'd all be giving their little 2 cents as to what I should have done better. Maybe next time you should have picked up the gun, mate.
No, but I actually think it's a testament to Ryan's acting ability, because we were shooting some really intense sort of shootout stuff on the main street of this town, and literally, like Ryan said, there's 100 people boozing on, throwing out their comments. And I mean, I was cracking up with laughter the whole time, but poor Ryan had to act throughout it all. But he pulled it off.
You're a good double act, you two. How did you two get together? How did the script meet the actor meet the, how did it come together? How did it coalesce, the project? Briefly.
Let's take that off. Let's get loose with this. Like, this is how I did it in Vegas, man. Let's do it. As an independent first-time filmmaker, the only thing you can really offer an actor is your script and your word. And they're the 2 biggest things you can offer them. And I got the script in front of Ryan. I wanted him for the role because I needed someone that had that physical presence, but also had a vulnerability to it. And Ryan is an incredibly raw talent. And I was fortunate enough to get the script in front of him. And literally the next day, Ryan called me, and we just hit it off over the phone. And I guess I sold my passion to him about what my vision was, and I understood that he was really passionate too, and to have, obviously to get Ryan involved in my first film was a huge coup, and he's an incredible talent, and I think this film stands as a testament to that. Ryan, how did you get involved? It's for the money, right?
The smell of an oily rag. Yeah, it was a script that sort of stuck out amongst the myriad of sort of pretty terrible scripts, to be honest, that I was sort of reading at the time that I was supposed to be doing in the break between a show that I'm on. And yes. And I wasn't quite aware that it was an Aussie film at first because it was pitched as a Western. I'm actually a real sort of closet Western fan. And so I finished reading it, and it was a really good surprise. I don't want to give too much away again, but it was just a script that showed a lot of maturity for a first-time sort of feature director. And then, like Patrick said, we hit it off straight away, and he kept reiterating how hard the shoot would be. And every time he said it, it appealed to my masochistic nature. And yeah, we went down there and we shot it in 24 days, which I hope when you see it, you'll realize the sheer scope of it doesn't look like we shot it in 24 days. I'm not going to give away the budget, but again, we shot in sub-zero temperatures for -7 with rain machines above me and whatnot. And it was 24 days of absolute, pure, unadulterated, like, adrenaline.
There we go. Great. Well, why don't we throw it open to all those budding questionnaires out there, people with questions. Yes. Here they go, one in the middle. Fire away.
Hi, guys. Due to your popularity from that show you're on, Ryan, I'm just wondering what it is that keeps you coming back to make Australian films rather than going international?
This is, to be perfectly honest, this is actually the first time, last year shooting this was the first time I've been back in 8 years. I sort of made a conscious decision when I went over there to not sort of, after the first role I did, I actually got it as an American, and I realised once I was, the very first day on set, this is 8 years ago, that I was Australian, and they wanted to change the role to an Australian. After that, I just wanted to sort of pave a career for myself where I wasn't playing Australians, and where I was making a name for myself by doing sort of any version of the American accent. And this opportunity came, and it was, yeah, the first time I'd used this voice in 8 years. So it was a nice sort of shock to the system for me to sort of hear that word action and be able to use this voice as opposed to some silly American dialect. Yeah, it was a liberation, and it won't be the last time. In fact, I shot 2 films last year. They're both seeing the light of day and are both going to get to the cinemas, and I'm shooting another one sort of next year. Very, very excited. There's some unbelievable talent out there, and I know I'm going to be very proud, like in 10 years' time, to be saying I was in the very first Patrick Hughes film, and there's many more out there.
Thanks, man. I'll give you $50 up.
Questions? Anyone else? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I just want to thank everyone for coming. This film was an incredible journey to make it. This was, like, seriously, this is independent filmmaking at its best. You know, we shot this movie in 4 weeks in the dead of winter, and I mortgaged my house to make it, and we shot it without a distributor, and we had our world premiere at Berlin Festival early this year, and we sold it around the world, and Sony picked it up, and we're really, really proud of what we achieved. And you know, this film's got a little bit of something for everyone. It's an action thriller, it's a cop drama, it's got a sprinkling of terror, a little pinch of horror, and just a little dollop of romance in there. But you know what? It's all rolled into one big, fat outlaw western, and I hope you enjoy the movie.
We haven't built it up at all. So.
Well, lock and load.
We hope you get your house back, Patrick. Well,
I already have, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
So, no, and that stands as a testament to the movie. So, you know what? If you like the film, please spread the word. And thank you. I just want to thank the Brisbane International Film Festival for having me and for having Ryan. And it's a real honour to be standing here back in our home soil. It really does mean a lot. And we'd love to share it with people such as yourself. So thank you.
Come back anytime.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.